All right. Good morning, everybody, and welcome once again to another installment of United Worldwide Facebook Live here on the campus of the University of Northern Iowa. We'll be talking all things academics, undergraduate and graduate. We have a couple of students waiting to be let in and talk about their experiences as UNI Panthers from both an undergraduate and graduate level. But of course, before we get into that, we will start like we always start out with the infamous one herself, the International Admissions Counselor of the University of Northern Iowa, Molly.
Awesome.
Molly, what do students need to know about the application process, or what are some of the things that you want to share about today?
Awesome. Thank you, John Peterson. It's great to be here on this lovely Thursday morning. I would say, as you know, I have some repeated information, so just know that it's never too late to apply. We're still accepting applications, and that, of course, if you did apply, it's never too late to apply for the International Excel Award to keep being considered for potential scholarships as well. So just always keep that up. Just, can keep applying, and then also apply for the scholarship. I will say, for those of you who have been admitted, make sure that you accept your admissions offer at admissions.uni.edu/accept. So we'd love to have you accept before May 1st if possible. Just that way you get important orientation information and get, if you want to live on campus, get that housing reserved. So those are some important steps. And of course, if you still want to learn more about campus and life for students, of course, keep listening to this video today and watch our other Facebook Lives. But just remember that you can connect with our Unibuddies. So just make sure that you talk to our current students about their life on campus. It can be anything about like their housing experience or classes, and just maybe some student organizations that they're involved with. So things like that. And of course, you can always reach out to me through email, phone call, or Zoom. We can always set up an appointment. And then my last announcement for today is for those of you who are maybe in the US currently studying at a community college or at a high school, just know that our International Student Visit Day is coming up. So we have on Saturday, March 26th, just a full day of different activities like a tour and all these informational sessions and meals on campus. And there's also an optional sleepover the Friday night before. So if you're interested, just make sure that you check out our website, and I'll also put it into the comments as I do on our United Worldwide page. And then for those of you though who may be outside of the country, just know that there are virtual tours online and our social media that you can check out. I know that we've been having our TikTok we've been trying to really get that going. So definitely check it out. You might catch some sweet moves from John, but there's always, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. So just definitely check those out to really capture what's been going on around campus. So I think that is it for me today. So it was lovely to be on here. And of course, always let us know if you have any questions.
Thank you very much, Molly. Molly Astrida, International Admissions Counselor Extraordinaire, University of Northern Iowa. Thank you, Molly.
Awesome. Thanks, Jeff.
All right. So we will be welcoming in right now Elaine and Sky coming into the room right now, and we will be talking all things academic. So before we start, I will have Sky and Elaine introduce themselves. Sky, go ahead, and Elaine, let us know, who are you? What country are we from? Are we an undergrad or a grad student, and what major are we studying? So Sky, go ahead.
Okay, hi guys, my name is Sky. I come from China. I'm a senior majoring accounting and business analytics, and very happy to talk with everybody today.
Elaine?
So hi guys, my name is Elaine, and I'm from Malaysia, and I'm a graduate student from psychology department. Yeah, and nice to meet you all.
Awesome. All right, so we will get straight into it, knowing that we have an undergraduate student and a graduate student. We want all of you to know that every student matters here on the campus of the University of Northern Iowa. A lot of our students' experience may be geared towards undergraduate students getting involved a lot of things that may be not in the ballpark or not the things of what grad students may want to do. But Elaine will explain a lot about what her experience has been as a grad student, and knowing that we do hold in high esteem those that are undergraduate and graduate students as well. And there's a lot of great programs across the board, and we definitely want all of you, regardless of what student you are, to know about the academic excellence that is on the University of Northern Iowa's campus. So the first thing that I'll ask our students about class sizes. So class sizes range anywhere between 20 to 30 students here on the campus of the University of Northern Iowa. As undergraduate students, you may get into around 100 students for your, what is called as your liberal arts core, your general education courses. Those classes may be a little large, but when you get into your undergraduate or graduate level courses, you're going to be able to get smaller class sizes. So Sky, would you like to go ahead and start out and explain to us on how your class sizes have been and what it's been like to get to know your professors in such a small class environment?
Okay, so I'm the business student. So for business course, it's usually 30 to 40 people per classes. And for the major class, like intermediate accounting, usually around 20 students per class. And I think small class size can help professor to know student better. So for me, every of my professors know my name and they interact with me in the class. And you will also have more opportunities to interact with professors, both in class and after classes, because that is the small size. Professors know you.
Do you have a lot of your same classes with same students? Do you see a lot of the same classmates throughout your classwork?
Yeah, so for after, so as my grade is increased, like from junior to senior, most of my classmates are the same.
Nice. Yeah, that's one thing to note, that you will get to know a lot of the same classmates when you're able to take the same classes, be able to get to know friends inside the classroom, because a lot of you may be on the same tracks, but some of you may have different classes as well. So Elaine, go ahead and explain to us what the class size may be for a grad student.
Yeah, so for graduate students, we only have a small class of size of probably like 10 to 20, or depends on how many students you're coming together with the batch. So we usually have the same room for our classes. So there's only like 1 or 2 rooms that are different from others. And then so we are always be the same. We are always have a class with probably 2 or 3 professors during all the graduate program. And we also have the same students or friends or classmate or coursemate. You will be get together. So you will able to know each other more during the when the semesters go on. So yeah, so it's a small class, I would say.
So let's talk about professors here just a little bit, as far as office hours, or as far as getting to know your professors outside of the classroom. And it's one thing we really engage in here on the campus, University of Northern Iowa, is knowing that you're going to get into your major classes right off the bat your freshman year, but also when you're a grad student or an upper class undergraduate student like Sky, you're going to be able to get to know those professors very well when you're into those junior and senior level courses. So Sky, if you want to go ahead and explain, have you been able to take advantage of office hours, or have you been able to get to know your professors well enough that it helps you succeed?
Yeah, so I think office hour is a good choice, and that choice can help students to know the professor well, have more interested in that class, and study easier. So sometimes I will make an appointment with my professors, no matter what classes, and then I'll talk with them. Sometimes just free talk, sometimes just ask questions about the study materials, and sometimes they can give me a very clear, very useful ideas, advice. And I think that is much help then I just work myself because professors' advice is so useful. Yeah, so I would strongly commend the office hours. That's so good.
Awesome. So Elaine, when you're a grad student, knowing that you just said that you only have like around 2 professors, right? So they teach the majority of the classes. So you get to know those professors quite a bit, knowing that all those questions that you may have outside of the classroom, have those professors been helpful for you, not just in the classroom, but outside well?
Yeah, I think so. From my own experience, I have my main coordinator. So we can ask all information from them. So if like you want to apply for PhD or you want to apply for any teaching assistantship or graduate assistantship, you can definitely ask from them, because and then also I found interesting, found very useful for me is, as a major, like as a psychology major, we have a lot of research topic that we are interested in. So if you want to have some research research paper or working together with your cooperator with your professor, you can definitely reach out to them because they have different interests with them. So if you need anything or you curious about anything, just ask for a professor, because I think they're the most useful resources in the campus.
Awesome. Elaine makes a very good point right there about research. So from the undergraduate level here at the University of Northern Iowa, 1 out of every 3 students engage in some sort of research opportunities with their professors. So in Elaine's story, her being already a grad student, when you're an undergrad and you get that opportunity for research, you'll know what you're getting yourself into and what you're able to do once you are a grad student like Elaine. So once you're getting that some sort of experience, being able to research or being able to have an internship or co-op experience as early as your freshman, sophomore year when you are in your undergrad, I definitely don't want you to come here to UNI, spend all the money for 4 years, or even come to grad school and get that one experience at the end of your time here. No. I want you to get many types of experiences so you know what you like, but most importantly, what you don't like. I mean, you're not going to figure out what you like until you figure out what you don't like either. So that's why 95% of UNI students are able to get some sort of experience, an academic experience that is able to help them out going forward. So we'll stay with this academic experience talk here on United Worldwide, Facebook Live, all things academics from the graduate and undergraduate level this week. So Sky, talk about what the type of internships or co-op experience maybe that you're thinking of doing, or if there's been any academic experiences that you've been able to enjoy outside of the classroom.
Okay, so I'm an accounting major student, and accounting club provides many opportunities for us. They hold many events to help accounting students to connect with the company and support them to find a good job. And if we want to modify our resume, career service can give us help. And UNI also holds 2 career fairs per year, and students may find a great job there. And if you need help in your studying, you can go to your professor's office hours to ask questions. And if you need, tutors are also ready to help students. I know there are some tutors in the learning center, and they are so nice and ready to help students. And for my major, we also have tutors in the business building. That's the accounting tutors help students with the upper level classes. And I think that's so useful.
Sky, what do you plan on to do with your accounting major? What are your goals with that?
So for me, I would like to apply for the graduate school, and then I want to work in one of the big 4. Yep.
Awesome. So far, have you been able to get guidance from your professors as far as applying for grad school or looking at working at one of those big firms?
Yeah, I've talked with my professors during the office hour, and he really gave me good advice, and I'm working for this goal.
Awesome. Good stuff. Yeah. Knowing like where the opportunities are there for students, knowing that we may not have gotten those opportunities yet, but because of Sky exercising that right of working with those professors outside of the class, talking to them in the office hours, figuring out, you know what, grad school seems intriguing. That seems like something I want to do. And I want to work for a big accounting firm. Is Sky just going to sit there and say nothing and hopefully for it to magically appear? No, that's not what our students do here. They're able to ask those tough questions early and able to have those conversations with professors during their office hours and really hone in on what I want to do, what I want to get out of my time here. So that's why at the University of Northern Iowa, where the majority of our professors that are teaching those key intro classes, they have a doctorate, they have vast experience. So by the time you're in Sky's shoes, that you're a junior or a senior, you're able to know who those professors are, and you're able to learn more about how they can help you exceed and succeed and be one of those students that find success within 6 months of graduating. So Elaine, talking about the graduate level, knowing when you're in grad school, as Elaine was talking about, you don't have a lot of professors that teach your classes, so you only have around a couple of them. And knowing when students go to grad school is something knowing that, okay, I want to excel, I want to further my education and possibly go for a PhD or do some sort of research. So what Sky was talking about of knowing she wants to go to grad school, that is what Elaine is doing right now, going to grad school and furthering her education. So when we're looking at the academic experiences, Elaine, as far as you mentioned research or as far as possibly getting your PhD, how do the professors in your program aid in that process going forward?
So now I'm currently in a lab for my professor. So so there's a lot of topics that we can choose. And then I just choose one of the topics that I'm interested in, and then we just cooperate with other students. And also for the internship, one of my friends, he just got an internship. So he will go to ask my professors like whether this internship is beneficial or not, or what advice you would give for the internship. So I think communicate with your professors will probably definitely help when you're going to a PhD or you want to go for other path, like you want whether go to a academic field or business field, industrial field. So because my program, my professor usually invite a lot of speakers coming from different backgrounds and then talk with us like what a question that we meet or what the problems that we usually face to. So yeah, this is quite useful for me if you're going either way, like industrial or academic firm.
Elaine made a very good point there of talking to a professor and figuring out what is this internship? Like, what am I doing? There is one thing about us encouraging you all to get an internship, but it's also, what are you going to be doing there? Is it going to be practical experience? Is it going to be something that is going to be fun, but at the same time, something that's going to bolster your resume, where you're able to talk about your internship experience, talk about your work-related experience that is going to land you a job in the real world afterwards. I mean, there may be internships or maybe co-op experience out there where there aren't many leadership skills being honed in. There aren't many transferable skills in your area that may be able to advance you and get that next job. So what Elaine was talking about is great. And what Sky is talking about is around the same areas, that of talking to your professors, talking to your counterparts, knowing that I want to be an accountant someday, or I want to work in the psychology world. I want an internship, but what should I be looking at when I am in those specific internships? What should I be looking at and making sure that I am able to do certain transferable skills and where I am able to build my professionalism. And here at the University of Northern Iowa, many of our professors, they've already worked in accounting firms. They already have their PhD. So they are the ones that are able to guide the light and be able to help you out going forward in finding that key internship to find that dream job after graduating from the University of Northern Iowa. All right. Great job so far, Sky and Elaine. we'll go to the home stretch here and talk about what it's like overall just being a student, like being a student on the campus of the University of Northern Iowa. We have classes, yes, and you get involved and you are in groups, but also just day in and day out. How do you tackle your classes and how do you manage your time of being a UNI Panther? Sky, we'll start with you. What's it like every day when you're going to class, and what's it like trying to find time to study for those classes?
Okay, so for me, I almost put all of my classes to the Tuesday and Thursday because I have work on Friday and Saturday. And I also like to use a bigger amount of time to study. And I also like to study in the night. So what what I usually to do is like I reserve a room on the library's website and then go to the library to study until night. And then so we also have many places to study, like the Mocker Union, the library, or some major buildings, or the residence hall. There's lounge in here, and you can also study in your own room. So for me, I just like stay in the library, and sometimes I can find my classmates in the library and work together. That is fun and really useful. And I would suggest like, so for me, I have many things to do. So I may cut off some of my relaxed time to make sure my I can handle my schoolwork. And also what I'm usually to do is I usually review every chapter after I finish that one. That helps me a lot during the exam time because I do not have to use a big amount of time to study for that exam.
Elaine, how do you find time to study, knowing that grad classes are different than undergrad classes? You may not be meeting every week. You may just be meeting a couple times. I've gone to grad school myself a couple times, and where I have 3-hour classes, you meet for once a week. Is that the same for you, Elaine, or do you have a couple times that you meet each week?
So for my program, we have less class, like graduate program only. We have to take like 9 credits per semester. So we have our own schedule, like our class is already set from our professor, from a coordinator. So most of the class that I'm going now is an afternoon class. So because I'm a morning person, so I prefer studying during the morning. So mine is like I will go to the campus because every graduate students in my program have their own office or sharing office. So I will go to the office that I am share with someone, and then we'll work and studies together. Because I think graduate program, the big difference between graduate program and undergrad is we need more backward effort. So we need to read a lot of articles before the class. So I definitely will go to campus early in the morning to just refresh my mind and then just work on that time. Yeah.
So when you said you have your own office, so as far as graduate assistantship opportunities, do you have a graduate assistantship right now, Elaine?
In the last semester, I'm a TA, teaching assistant from my department, but now I'm not. So for the graduate assistantship and or teaching assistantship, you can definitely reach out to your professor for any teaching assistantship. And then for the graduate assistantship out of the department, you definitely can read out the graduate career service in the campus. So they will list out like some available positions during the semester, so you can apply it and then go through it, the interview, and then they will give you information about that.
Yeah, great advice there, Elaine. Getting a teacher's assistantship or a graduate assistantship when you're in grad school, it's definitely something that's going to let you know, do I want to do what I'm doing right now? When I was in grad school, and it's probably a lot similar to a lot of grad students now, is a lot of your professors when you're in grad school, they don't see you as a student, they see you as your colleague. because you're at a graduate level where you are able to learn from them at an advanced level, where you may be able to assist an undergrad class, or you may be actually able to teach one. So where you're able to be a graduate assistant or a teacher's assistant, that allows for you to get that hands-on academic experience inside the classroom. And on top of that, some of them may even be paid. So what Elaine was talking about is when you go to jobs.uni.edu and you're able to look at that career board, you're able to look at the job board, where you look at the student employment. That's not just for undergrad classes, but you're able to look for graduate assistantships or teachers assistantships there as well. Not having luck finding any of them there, talk to the departments. When you get to grad school, or even when you get your undergrad, talk to the departments. Is there a way that I'm able to get a job? Is there a way that I'm able to help out in the office? When you're able to help out in the office, they get to know who you are, not just who you are as a student, but who you are as a human being as well. So that's where you're able to network. That's where you're able to meet those people as early as your freshman year. And when you're in your junior or senior year as an undergrad, or even a grad student, you're able to know a lot of people outside of just your professors, where you're able to network and know, hey, is this the area that I want to be in? Or I'm going to go ahead and change my mind. Totally fine. But you're not going to be able to know what to do unless you try and you're able to meet those type of people. So that's why at the University of Northern Iowa, where Elaine and Sky are able to find those times to meet those professors that teach their classes, but at the same time meet colleagues outside of the classroom when they schedule their classes at certain times. So as Elaine was talking about grad school, they already have a cohort base. They have your classes scheduled at certain times. Sky has classes maybe a lot on one day and may have an open day because maybe she has a job. And then at the same time, she wants that one day to study for all of her classes that day. Everybody's different. Do I have to have all my classes on Monday and Wednesday? No. Do you have a say? The majority of the time you do, but sometimes with your major classes, you may not have a say on when those classes are, but that will be able to teach you how to time manage throughout the week when your classes are at a different time. So Sky, if you want to go ahead and talk a little bit more about that as far as studying goes. Do you say that you're more of a morning person, or do you said you study at night?
Yeah, so I study at night, and sometimes I will go up early because I feel like I didn't finish it, and I want to finish it like before the class. And I think work with the classmates is a good advice. And sometimes my personal ideas cannot handle the whole staff, but many people together can. So I usually work with my classmates in the morning or afternoon, and work myself in the night. And I think that's pretty good.
Awesome. Yeah, everyone has their own study skills. Everyone has their own ways of how they get their work done, and it is great. So you have a prime example of how Sky does it, and prime example of how Elaine does it at the graduate level. So one last question here for both of you before we wrap things up here on United Worldwide Facebook Live, all things academics. Think about this one here. So I'm going to put you on the spot of thinking, when you first came to your undergrad, Sky, or Elaine, when you first started in grad school, what are some of the things that you were kind of like, oh my gosh, what am I getting myself into? This isn't looking the greatest. I may be a little scared about this, or I may be a little uneasy. But then once you actually started the process of being an undergrad, or starting the process of being a grad student, what did you find out? Like, you know what, this isn't as bad as I thought it was. This isn't bad at all. I'm actually enjoying this experience, and I'm actually getting out what I paid for. So Elaine, if you could go ahead and explain, was there anything you were a little uneasy about grad school, but then you're like, you know what? No, this is actually a lot more than I expected.
Yeah, so definitely, because when I first applied for my graduate program, I definitely like curious or like anxious about what the graduate program was like. So before I admitted to UNI, I email a lot of I email a lot of things, questioning about a lot of things for my coordinator, and then like ask for scholarships, graduate assistantship, everything that I will curious about, I would just ask with them. So after I came here, like the first thing we admitted here when I first here, I would go to the orientation. And orientation, I think is a lot of, it helps me a lot because it helps us to, they introduce the whole campus to us. And then we also have a graduate, like a graduate program orientation for our program. So the seniors will talk about how it usually looks like and how the program will go for. So I think it's very useful for me at that time. And it takes about a bit of time for me to adapt to the new system of graduate program, but the long that the help assistant from my seniors, from my professors, I think I probably can make it. So yeah.
Awesome. Sky, what was the experience coming to an undergrad like? What were some of the things you're like, oh, I don't know what I'm getting myself into? And then you're like, you know what? No, this is actually pretty fun.
Yeah, for me, I would say that is the time management. So in my senior high school period, I usually have the same schedule with my classmates, and I do not think anymore anything more than the study and some taking the class. I just follow the schedule. But in the college, in my college life, everyone's schedule is different. So I know I should pay attention to what time I should do what kinds of things. And at the beginning, I'm a little afraid of that one because I know I never do this before. But my advisor gave me some useful advice and how to manage your time. And I also gained some experience from my own time, like if this time I study, I will not be nervous tomorrow for tomorrow's quiz. And so for a long period, after some periods, like I'm used to college life, and now I really enjoy the time managing.
Awesome. So overall, wrapping up this edition of United Worldwide Facebook Live, all things academics, the biggest things that Elaine and Sky talked about is knowing that the relationship they have with professors inside the classroom, outside of the classroom during office hours, finding that type of experience they want to engage in with their major, not sure about what the program is going to be like, not sure how to study. Professors, advisors, colleagues on campus here at the University of Northern Iowa are here to help, and they are here to make sure that you succeed. Christy, Molly, and myself, Ava, Carolina, Rayleigh, all of us here that help you make sure that you become a University of Northern Iowa Panther. We are all here for you to help. And as Elaine and Sky said, professors are here to help you as well. So hopefully if there's anything you've gotten from this United Worldwide Facebook Live is that the relationships that you're able to have with your professors on campus are definitely unique here on the campus of the University of Northern Iowa. For those that not sure what they want to do, but those that they know what they want to do and they're able to capitalize on that and they're able to learn from professors. And the next thing you know, they're landing a job as an alumni of the University of Northern Iowa. So thank you, Elaine. Thank you, Sky, for joining us. Tune in next time. We'll be talking to many different people around campus as far as career services, housing and dining. Just stay tuned to United Worldwide Facebook page as you'll hear from so many different students every Friday, Tehran on Wednesdays, the Office of International Engagement on Mondays, and of course, Molly, when things need to get done for the application process. So that will do it for another edition of United Worldwide Facebook Live. Have a good day and go Panthers.